What's going on, everybody? It's Chris from Out West with Chris. I am up camping and I have a BattlBox. This came right when I was heading out to go on this camping trip, so decided to bring it along with me and open it up. Now, I don't know a lot about what this box is about. I've been kind of AWOL off the forums and haven't been following teaser threads and stuff like that, so I really don't know. Look, the sit rep is step by step, and it's mission 42 for August 2018, and it's a tracking box. So this is the Pro Plus. It's kind of a small box for Pro Plus, but that doesn't mean you can't pack some value into a small box. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at the items inside, and I'll let you guys know kind of what I think about some of these items. These are all just my first impressions, of course, and before we dive in, I don't pay for this box. BattlBox sends it to me, I open it. A lot of the stuff that's in here ends up going back to viewers, so in giveaways and that type of stuff. So that's something I like to do because I get the box for free. I like to give it back to y'all. So anyways, let's start out with a basic box, and I gotta kind of organize some of this stuff. So I'll be right back. Alright, so let's just dive on in. The first item coming in at a value of $12.99 is the SAS Tracking Handbook. This is right here. Pretty interesting. I'm a fan of books like this. I will actually start reading this tonight. I forgot to bring a book with me up camping, and I like to read in the evenings before I go to bed. So lots of different stuff here. Talks about tracking using dogs, military type tracking animals, some of the traits of the animals that you would track, and it's not just North American animals like that you would hunt, but you can see there's some carnivorous African cats. So it also talks about traps for catching wild animals and just all sorts of stuff. So looks like this could be a good read. $12.99. You could probably find this for $5, $9 on some discount book site or something like that. But still, the knowledge that comes in these books is immensely useful if you actually read them and practice them, put them into use. Next up is an item from UST. This is a $4 value, and these are little tracking cards. Let me open these up real quick. So these are little cards that you can use to study. It's got all sorts of stuff on here. Talks about raccoon tracks, white-tailed deers on the back of the raccoon, moose, porcupine, coyote. Gives you an example of the track itself, description of the animal, that type of thing. So I just had a bee land on me. Anyways, these would be fun. These are going to be great actually to just throw in a day pack when I'm out hiking and hanging out with my kids. Something for us to all kind of use to learn and that type of thing. We were out hiking a little bit earlier today, and we came across some tracks. Some of them were deer tracks, and just kind of showing the kids and that type of thing. It's gonna be fun. I've always, when I was a kid, I was a scout, and that was one portion of some of the books I would read, as a scout, was the animal tracks and that type of stuff. And so kind of happy to get something like this to share with my son and daughter. I'm sure we'll all have fun with this. Next up is another kind of cool item along those same lines, and it is an animal tracking casting kit. So when you come across like a paw print from a coyote or a wolf, depending on where you live in the country, or a deer or an elk or anything like that, being able to cast that and make a keepsake on it, and be able to use it to learn as well. That's pretty cool. So I don't know how well it's gonna work. I've actually done this when I was in Scouts, was use some of these kits to make casts of animal prints and that type of thing. What's up? Okay, we'll get those out. I think they're in the box in there. Okay, so the next item up is from Wazoo. It's the Wazoo Tracking Field Kit, the WTF bandana. Clever. And it is right here. It comes with this wearable ruler. So that's this right here. It's a wearable ruler. It's one of those. You remember those when you were a kid? You'd walk around and you thought you were cool because you'd slap it on your wrist, right? Man, that's some old school tech right there. Gosh, brings back some memories. It's actually kind of cool. Little ruler on the other side. Wearable ruler. It's kind of hokey in my opinion, but oh well. And then a bandana, and the tracks they say are to scale. So here's the bandana. It's a decent sized bandana. Kind of cool item. You know, you can wear it. You can actually, you know, bandanas have a ton of different uses. You know, keep the sun off of you. Carry stuff around in these. Filter water. Bandanas are just a good survival item actually, and if they have some information on them, that's useful as well. Kids will like this quite a bit. The value on this is 14 bucks, and to me, I don't know, that seems a little bit much. It seems like a good quality bandana, so I don't know. It could be worth $14, but sometimes it just seems like Wazoo really likes their products, if you know what I'm saying. Last up in the basic box, which costs $25 and has a $44.98 value, is this. These are little trail markers, and these are kind of not your average trail markers. They're like a 3D 4D trail marker. I mean, take a look at those. Those are cool. This is an item that I think is probably the coolest of all the items in the basic box. And there were some cool items in the basic box.
There's like a woodchuck thing. Look, weasel there. Watch out. Popping out.
Sorry, we got a little animal sighting over here. Right there, huh? And it's not a ground squirrel or a squirrel?
No. It looks like a woodchuck thing.
Like how big is it?
It's like that big. It's so cute. It's like that big.
Anyways, you pin these into a tree or something like that to mark your way, so that you can see actually a path in the dark. These work great for guys who hunt. You know, if you're hiking in really early or hiking out late, and you can't see flagging tape as easy or that type of stuff, these work wonderfully for that type of thing, to mark a trail. I'm pretty stoked to have these. You know, I'll definitely be taking these to elk camp. If they work like I think they will, you know, maybe I'll go reorder a whole bunch of them. This pack right here costs $4.50. That seems awesome to me, because you're getting about 12 of the markers. So I went ahead and tested out these markers. I stuck some up about 60 feet away, and then another one 80 feet away, and then another one about 90 feet away. And there you go. I hit the light. You can see all 4 of them. I think these are going to be pretty useful. Pretty useful indeed. So looking forward to using them. So that rounds out the basic box. Let's go ahead and take a look at the advanced box. A $49 value, and they're saying a $79.96 value. The first item up in the basic box is a pair of binoculars, and this is going to be a pretty small pair of binoculars, it looks like. These are Barskas, so here they are. Really small, pretty lightweight. It's an 8x21. You know, something like this would be great for somebody that hikes around and does like bird watching and, you know, that type of stuff. Let me see how well they do. Decent image. I'm having a hard time getting it to line up just right, so that it doesn't make me see cross-eyed and stuff like that. But the glass is, man, getting these dialed in is going to be difficult. Man, I don't know. I don't know if I really like this style. I'm having a hard time getting one uniform picture. I'm gonna not be a huge fan of these. Maybe I'm a binocular snob. I mean, I'm not using like Zeiss or anything like that, but I don't know. Not really my preference of style for binocular. I like them a little bit bigger, personally. So But at $15, you know, it's not a total loss in my opinion. Not too bad. Next up is an item from BattleTech, and this is a pouch that has a dual. Okay, I don't know what makes this a dual flagging system. So I'm kind of looking this over, and I'm not really seeing what makes this like a dispenser. It's a carrying case, that's for sure, but I don't really see how you would call this a true dispenser. You got to unzip this all the way, and then you have two colored tapes, flagging tape on the inside, but you're gonna have to grab it and dispense it yourself, you know what I mean, or pull it out. There's a little piece of plastic that separates the two in there. I mean, it would work. I just don't know. I think flagging tape is a necessity. Okay, this is my personal opinion. When I go on a day hike, when I'm hunting, pretty much anytime I'm out in the wilderness, I have flagging tape on me. Flagging tape when you're hunting is super critical to find your way to a specific spot, or if you're, you know, if you knock an animal down to make your way to that animal, let your party know, hey, I flagged a tree off this trail, and you know, just follow the flag tape down to the animal. That's where I'll be, you know what I mean, so they can come and meet up with you and you can start packing out this animal. So flagging tape is a critical thing in my opinion. I think they're overthinking it just a little bit with this and under delivering. It's a $20 value. It's basically just something that holds your flagging tape, and you have numerous pockets in your packs that can do the same darn thing, in my opinion. So it does have MOLLE. It can fit right onto you know, a pack on the outside, or on a belt. You know, you could slide it right on your belt, but I think it's just kind of overthinking it a little bit. Not a huge fan. I like the idea, and I see the necessity for what it accomplishes, but I don't really see this as a dispenser of any type. I don't really see this adding any value to what we were trying to do, you know what I mean, by dispensing flagging tape. It just doesn't do it for me. All right, so that's your advanced box, and I'm just gonna say it right now. I can see where some people are gonna be kind of frustrated. You know, a pair of cheap binoculars, and then this flagging tape dispenser. You know, you paid an extra 25 bucks to jump from the basic to the advanced. You know, you're getting about a $35 value based off of their MSRP, and you know, that's pushing it in my opinion, 35 bucks. So while the basic I thought was awesome, the advanced, not so much. Let's move on to the Pro. The Pro has an interesting item, and I had to read up about it on the sit rep card. I'm not gonna help you. You decided to do that. That's your own fault. See? That's how you do it. All right, now that we got that out of the way, the next item is kind of cool. Gonna have to use it a little bit, but it is a headlamp, and it's a specialized headlamp. This is the Nightshade 520 HL tracking headlamp. $44.95 value. They threw in some batteries, AAA batteries, 4 of them. You only need 3 with this guy, but they threw in some batteries, and that's pretty awesome. So one of the things that makes this light cool is this first light you get right here. Whew. It's almost like a pulsing, kind of like a green light, almost like a laser, but it won't cause blindness. So that's pretty neat.
What's a fire tack?
You put those in like a tree if you're trying to do a trail, like marking a trail. And so when you're coming back in the dark, yeah, so you don't get lost. When you're coming back in the dark, you can shine your light on it, and it'll show you, it'll reflect.
Can I hold that?
Only if you promise not to drop it on your feet.
Yeah, I won't.
It's super sharp too, dude.
Is this the sheath?
Yeah.
That's an awesome sheath.
I know. Isn't that so cool, dude?
This is awesome. It's It's like a medieval dagger.
I know. It's pretty cool.
I'm gonna take it out here so I don't accidentally hit someone. What does it say, Matt Drawn?
It's Matt Graham. So basically what they're saying is that this light is kind of at the optimal spectrum for humans, but it is at a point where cloven-hooved animals can't detect it. So that's awesome. You know, so you could be out, you know, scouting, you could be out, you know, hiking into your chosen hunting grounds ahead of time, ahead of daylight. You're not going to give away your position to the animals because this light isn't detectable by them. They also have a white light, and it's a pretty light, not super bright. Then they have a red, and you know, red's always good for tracking. And then they have all three at the same time. And they're saying that using all three is going to be great in detecting blood, you know, all that stuff if you're trying to track a downed animal. So pretty cool. Excited to have this, and hopefully I can put this to use this fall. All right, so the next item up is right here. This is the Survival First Tracking Kit, $25 value. Just a little kit. They say, you know, throw it in a pack and you're gonna have a lot of essentials for animal tracking or just tracking in general. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's inside. You guys get to see first. Like I said before, flagging tape is very essential. It looks like you have a compass, some flags, so some marking flags. These are great. I used to take care of a lot of irrigation systems and stuff when I was younger. We use these types of flags to mark irrigation heads and all sorts of stuff. So these flags work great. You get a little marker pen type deal, a Fresnel lens for signaling, you know, a little mirror lens, some an all-weather notebook. I got another notebook too. I don't know if it was a glitch that I got this one as well, but I also got this in mine. Here's a compass, and you know, just looking at this compass, this actually looks like a decent little compass. A lot of times compasses, you know, the cheap ones, they just don't work that well.
That looks pretty well made.
This one looks like it's pretty good. Tape measure, so you can measure tracks. A little compact tape measure. I might actually take this and put this in my kayak in case I need to measure girth on a fish. This is gonna be good for that. So, you know, new use. Then you also have a small flashlight. There's no battery in it, it looks like, but because the folks at BattlBox were so nice to include those batteries earlier, looks like we're gonna be covered. So a little, you know, little flashlight. You know, you need that type of thing, but anyways, that's kind of that. That's the extent of it. It's an interesting little kit. Is it worth $24? That's debatable. That's debatable to me. I personally wouldn't buy a kit like this. Most of the stuff I've already got. You know, I've got a compass that I like. I've got headlamps and flashlights that I like. I got this new headlamp that I'm pretty jazzed about. You know, I got Bright in the Rain notepads and, you know, all that thing. But I can see the usefulness of just a one-stop shop for that type of thing. Putting it into a kit. Interesting little kit. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below about this kit. What do you think? Do you think it's worth 25 bucks? Would you ever purchase something like it? Let me know. So the Pro, that wraps it up. Just with that headlamp, you know, the Pro seemed pretty awesome to me. You know, you got the batteries thrown in there. That was cool. The tracking kit, you know, it's all right. Pro does cost $100, and they're saying it was a $149 value, 86 cents, you know, that type of thing. So $150. Let's move on to the Pro Plus. The Pro Plus is also known as the knife of the month, and this month we get another Tops knife, and that is awesome. I am a fan of Tops knives, and it comes with a certificate of authenticity. Tops knives 101% hand finished in the United States. It is a small knife. Looks like a pretty nice little Kydex sheath. Looks like you can position the sheath for various styles of carry. This one is almost like set up for scout carry. This is the Tom Brown Tracker number 4. The Tom Brown Trackers, if you haven't ever seen one before, the large ones are just freaking epic knives. Just big, gnarly knives. They basically look like that, but way bigger. So this is a pretty cool knife, folks. Oh yeah, it's got some teeth right there. Pretty darn sharp. Man, that's a nice little knife. This is a good all-purpose knife right here. 1095 steel, and it is, you know, coated just to kind of match. I like that look. I like that look quite a bit, actually. It's about 6.5 inches long for overall length, and it's pretty darn light, which is something I like about it. They are saying that it is 3.2 ounces. This is a pretty cool knife. Now, this versus the last small fixed blade we got, the feather stick, I like this design way more. I think this is a more utilitarian knife, and this knife, even though it's about the same size, it feels like it fits in my hand way better. You've got some jimping right here, so you could choke up really nice on that knife. Then you can also move your thumb for some really precise detail work, maybe some skinning, you know, that type of thing, up on top of the spine. I like this design of this knife in general. I think the big one is maybe a little bit overkill. Those two medium-sized knives of this series are awesome. And I think this one, even though it's small, I think it's gonna really grow on me quickly. You could put a lanyard right through here, and this would actually carry fairly well as a neck knife. It's a little big, but it would carry fairly well as a neck knife because it's not super heavy. I like this knife. I like it quite a bit. I'm gonna play with it this weekend while I'm up here camping. Gonna have to break in that sheath just a little bit, but nice Kydex sheath, nice knife. The knife is a $120 value. Ah, man. The design, this is a nice, freaking really cool knife right here, folks. So, happy to add it to my collection. Look forward to using it. So, that's the Knife of the Month Club. $150 was your cost to get that. The overall value for the knife, plus everything else that you got, $269.86. Now, I don't know what the Tom Brown Tracker number 4, what you can get it on like Blade HQ or directly from Tops 4. So if you paid 150 bucks, you got a knife that I'm saying is a solid, easy $90 to $100 value, in my opinion. With that headlamp and some of this other stuff, you know, you're getting your value. For me, if you signed up for the Pro or the Advanced, I could see where you'd be a little bit disappointed. I thought the basic box, freaking awesome. I thought that was great. For 25 bucks, you got a ton of cool stuff in your basic box. When you dipped into the Advanced, I wasn't super thrilled. I don't think you guys, a lot of you, are gonna be super thrilled. And with the Pro, besides that headlamp, you know, it was kind of lackluster. The headlamp's awesome though, don't get me wrong. I'm super excited about that. The other item, you know, it's not really blowing my skirt up. I doubt it's blowing yours up. Now, these are just my opinions. Overall, I see the value in this box. Overall, I think this is a great theme. You know, and it's not an easy theme to pull off by any means, tracking. So, you know, how much can you get? You got some cool books, you got some really neat items. So those are my thoughts. I'd love to hear yours as usual. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you like this video, not that you like the box itself, or hit that thumbs up button. Check out some of my other videos on the channel. I do a lot more than just unboxings. So if you're new, check out some of those videos, subscribe, hit that bell icon. Thanks for watching. Thanks for getting out west with Chris.
Hey, dude.